What's up guys, welcome back. I hope you're all having an amazing week. My name is Danny James and on this channel I make content around music video editing, the different styles and tricks that you can use to improve your overall workflow. And today I want to talk about a few tips that can instantly make your music video editing better. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, give this video a like, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Now for the first tip that I'd give you is to use b-rolls more often than you do in your timeline. A lot of time I feel like most editors want to cut in between performance shots of the artists and they forget how important it is to break that monotony with a lot of b-roll clips. Even if you're editing drill videos or if it's a hip-hop video, if it's even a smooth romantic video, whenever you can incorporate more b-rolls in your videos, it always looks better. This is to say, even if you're shooting the video, try to take anything. If it's the artist, take the details of their clothing, take their watch, ask them to walk around and then get that in frame. Take different angles. It's a lot easy to just set up the speaker and tell the artist and his crew to just start rapping. And you forget that you can tell them, instead of just rapping, they can play the song, just vibing to the song, no performing. Because if you happen to watch many music videos as I do, you will notice that most of these videos that capture attention so well throughout, they have a lot of b-roll shots, and these are interchangeably infused with their performance scenes. The second tip I have for you today is to use film overlays and light leaks in your videos in order to add a layer of diversification into your projects. Overlays, I think you know what overlays are. They are just items which you can add beneath or on top of your video, and then you can just switch the blending mode, and most likely, most often than not, you should be able to find something good coming out. Now you can find these for free maybe on YouTube. You can also go on Google and look for them. There are very many that you can source for. The only problem is that you won't find something which is very fine-tuned to your selection, or something which will work for what you're looking for. I'll show you an example of somewhere I've used an overlay really well. It's from a project which I worked on a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 months now. Now you can see this happens in the first 3 seconds. This is a nested sequence. If I jump right into it, you'll see I have 3 layers. I have this adjustment layer, an overlay, and then the original video. Now, since I knew I would use this part again and again, maybe in the video, I needed to make it a little bit different. I added this overlay, and as I said, it's very hard to come across an overlay which you like. Like this one, you can see I downloaded it from a YouTube channel which had instrumentals, and the channel happened to have a video which played in the background. So I just downloaded that and then put an in and out point in the video. And then I took that part, dragged it on my timeline, changed the blending mode, and now I had something different going on. This brings me to the third tip I have for you, and it's transitions. They may extend from simple cuts to fancy eye-catching transitions, which I make a lot of videos about, by the way. And the thing you need to realize is that you have to understand what the artist is looking for. Now I get clients who are very specific, or artists who are very specific from the first call or the email or the first DM, and they know that they want those trippy, flashy, glitchy, zoomed transitions. Name them, they know all of them. And this is where it boils down to, whenever you're working on a video, even when it's not necessarily a music video project, it's important if you can remind yourself that you are editing work to the client's taste. And this means that you might find some things super important to you, but always have the client or the artist in mind. Suffice to say is that they come to you for a reason, and that's because they know, or at the very least they are aware of their skill set, and they trust that you have the objective at hand and that you're flexible and independent minded. So it's up to you to know when to use a simple cut, a dazzling transition, and all that. And whenever you're using a transition, it is equally important to use an accompanying sound effect. Now I'll show you a quick video by McMill. I'll show you the first 10 seconds. You can see the director uses the sound effects for the transitions really well. I felt like it's very good whenever you can do something like that, because it makes you look like you have attention to detail. Since you're speaking about making effective transitions in your videos, quick word from our sponsor for today's video, CINEPUNCH. CINEPUNCH is the biggest and best Premiere Pro effects suite for video editing and motion graphics. Now they have this amazing bundle whereby you get all transitions, color grading LUTs, sound effect packs, video overlays, all of these in 4K, 6K, 8K and more. They have 20 sound effects pack. These are folders. Inside each folder there's about 20 to 40 sound effects. Now one thing that stood out to me about their sound effects is that the sound designs have been carefully curated, mixed and mastered to your liking. You can still get away with sound effects from several sites, even YouTube, but if you're very specific with your work and looking for a range of sound effects to use, look no further but for this bundle. There will be two links right below in the description box. If you need to purchase this pack once, you can get it for $59. If you're a content creator, there is a second link which is very good for you. It's very helpful. You can buy a subscription license and get access to millions of creative assets from graphic to video to web templates and music tracks and stock photos from $16 a month. This takes us to the fourth tip that I have for you for this video, that is to color grade your work. Now this might be a simple brightness adjustment or playing with the RGB curves or correcting the saturation or vibrance of a clip that can make your video a whole lot watchable when everything else is or is not lined up well. If you think it's a lot of work to color grade several clips, simply add an adjustment layer and add the Lumetri color corrections into it, slap it through the entire timeline, and if that doesn't work for you, there is also this cool trick whereby you can add the grading properties to one of the several clips in your project bin. From there you can copy those attributes, paste those settings to your clips on your project bin right before dragging them to your timeline. Now from that, no more grading is required. For color grading, it might simply involve you to add that step as part of your workflow right before doing the final exporting. Now this takes me to our fifth and last tip to instantly make your music video editing better, and that is to learn other programs related to your editing software. I assume that the higher number of people watching my content work on Adobe Premiere. That being said, it is super important if you can expand your creative background by getting knowledgeable at softwares such as Photoshop, After Effects, Adobe Audition. Those are the most basic of all. From there on, you'll slowly get into more diverse and seemingly harder softwares like Adobe Character Animator, Blender, Cinema 4D. I personally don't know how to use them. Sure thing is I know about them and what they do. I have seen one or two tutorials about them. I just haven't dipped my foot into the water completely. Guess what? I have done the first step, which is number 1, knowing what they do. Number 2, downloading the app itself. That's literally how I've gotten better at any of the softwares I know and use. This is why it's really important if you can expand your knowledge onto other applications. I used Photoshop and After Effects so many times throughout this music video which I was just showing you. I had to add titles right here and there. I'd simply go to Photoshop, use those assets which are there, the rulers and everything, create the text, I'll export or save that file, and then come back to Adobe Premiere, open it up and use it right there. And as for even After Effects, I use it so many times throughout my transitions and maybe to add some fake camera movements here and there. I had about 20 linked compositions within this 3-minute timeline, and as you can imagine, After Effects is really useful. It can get you to accomplish some things in way less time than if you had to do everything on Adobe Premiere. You can see here I had to use fake camera movements to add some vibe into the video, maybe to replace the eyes of the artist, and other times I'd use it to make a fancy transition or to even add some elements in front of the artist's face, maybe to track the face and add some text right in front of that. I had to jump in between Adobe Premiere and After Effects in order to achieve these looks, and this is to say that you can accomplish so much if you just expand your knowledge among these Adobe program suites and many other programs, even which are not associated with Premiere Pro. I used to kind of not like whenever I watched a tutorial and the guy said, now I'm going to highlight one of my clips and select replace with an After Effects composition, or it will be simply let's hop right into Photoshop, and right there in that moment I knew that I had no clue about any of the tools. Good thing is that it starts with the initial curiosity and then it goes to seeing a video on it for 5 minutes before watching some high dopamine video like highlights of the Premier League or a music video, and then the next step is actually going to download the software itself. Now I will link below a good website where you will get almost any software for free to do these things. Now I'd like to address that during the time of this recording, I'm not good at half of that list I just mentioned. I don't know how to use character animator, how to use Blender or Cinema 4D. If anything, I don't even have the basics at hand. And if it makes you feel any better, they are not even installed in my computer. Now, most likely if you're watching my content in a year or 6 months or less, this might change and I might be having tutorials on it. Now, who knows? And that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I did prepping it for you guys. In case you have any questions, comments or suggestions, kindly leave them on the comment section down below and I'm happy to interact with you guys. Also, if you're a filmmaker, a YouTube creator or video editor looking to add cinematic design and look to your work, make sure to check out the links right below on the description box. They are very helpful from CINEPUNCH and they were very kind to send it to me to share with you guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Make sure to stay safe and to keep chasing your dreams. Peace.